Welcome back to the Enough is Enough podcast. If you've had enough of your narcissist, you've come to the right place. Today's topic, reverse gaslight the narc. The narc has gaslighted you for years, tearing you down, shredding your confidence, making you think you're the problem, traumatizing you with his vicious words, literally driving you crazy. It's time to give the narc a dose of his own medicine. In this video, I'll show you how to gaslight the dirtball narc. Right back. And have fun doing it. There is some entertainment value in this. Before we dive in, join our hate and mock and leave the narc team by subscribing to my YouTube channel. There is strength in numbers. Okay, today's topic, reverse gaslight the narc. Up to now, you've taken the narc's hits, his damaging verbal abuse. You've been hurt, wounded, traumatized over and over again. And your trauma bond to the narc has been strengthened. When you don't fight back and you just take it, it gets worse. Not anymore. Now you fight back. You do not take the narc's abuse and let it harm you and weaken you. Now you go on the offensive. Now, when the narc verbally abuses you, you zing him back with edgy, sarcastic, mocking verbal jabs. You've come to the right place for that. That is what I do. One of the things I do. You are fighting your own guerrilla war against your enemy, the narc, and Satan, the narc's master. Your edgy responses have nothing to do with the narc. He'll never change. This is not the point. Your aggressive responses are for you and you alone, and frankly, your kids too. To create emotional distance from the narc, to weaken your trauma bond, to empower you, to build your self-esteem, self-respect, and confidence, to get you strong enough to leave the narc and to protect your relationship with your children. Because you're going to mock and treat him badly right in front of the kids. Absolutely you are. Mocking evil sinners is biblical. You might be thinking, well, Dave, that doesn't sound like what Jesus would do. No, it's exactly what Jesus did. You read Matthew 23. Jesus is ridiculing and mocking the most powerful religious figures of his day to their stupid faces. Whoa! Okay. They were evil. They were all narcs. I mean, the last one of them, and he was laying them out in a public place. In Isaiah 44, God mocks the makers of idols. In 1 Kings 18, Elijah mocks the prophets of Baal. Oh yeah, so mocking is biblical. As long as you would never mock someone that didn't deserve it. Narcs deserve it. Evil sinners should be mocked. Takes away their power and empowers you. You've heard the saying, you're letting this person live rent-free in your head. Well, now you make the narc pay, and as you make him pay, you get him out of your head. You won't always respond to the narc's nastiness. Okay, that's a little too much. But sometimes you'll just ignore the fool and act like you don't hear him. This is a version of silent treatment, which of course he's used on you plenty of times. Now you're going to give it back to him. But most of the time, I want you to respond. And when your kids are present to hear the narc's verbal abuse, you always respond. You can't afford to let your kids see you being disrespected and torn apart with no response. Oh, no. You're going to zing him back. You lose your kids' respect, you lose your kids. Deliver your mocking, sarcastic responses briefly. The narc will have a fit, of course, and blast you right back. Ignore him. You make your statement and you move on. You don't get into a nasty back and forth. That's not what this is about. You deliver your zinger and you move on, and then you give the narc the silent treatment. Here are some Dave Clarke mocking responses to the narc. I'm not going to tell you what to do, and then tell you exactly how to do it. So, feel free to reuse these. You can use these over and over again. The narc says the same stupid, hateful things to you, doesn't he? So you can say the same things back to him. Or her. There are female narcs too, and plenty of them. So if there's men listening here, oh yeah, absolutely. And you'll find as you go along, you'll get better at developing these sarcastic, edgy responses. Okay, here's some examples. Narc says, you are such an unhappy, bitter, angry woman. You say, you ain't seen nothing yet. The narc says, addressing you as woman, he calls you a woman, is biblical. You could say, addressing you as fool is biblical. Narc says, I have a genius IQ. They all think they have a genius IQ. Your response, really? Where's your Nobel Prize or Pulitzer Prize? They must be around here somewhere. The narc says, I can't stand living with you. You, what a relief. You know where the front door is. Leave today. Like he's going to do that. But it's powerful to say that, and you mean it. Narc, no man would ever want you. Your response, correction, no dirtball man would ever want me. Narc says, you're fat and disgusting. You say, my goal is to reach 400 pounds and then accidentally crush you. So you're mocking him, making fun of him. He wants to tear you down. You're giving it right back to his narc face. The narc says, everybody except you loves me. You say, I'll nominate you for sainthood. It's time your wonderfulness was appreciated. The narc says, I'm quite a catch. You say, how do you get through the door with that huge halo around your dumb head? The narc says, you're ugly. What a horrible thing to say. It demands a response, and here's the response. You say, getting uglier by the day. Can you imagine what I'll look like when I'm 90? Just stick it down his throat. Narc says, you're stupid. Your response is, I must be. I married you. Narc says, why can't you be more like some woman you know, Betty, Susie, Margaret? And your response is, oh, divorce me and marry her. Problem solved. The narc says, you are a terrible housekeeper. You say, what can I tell you? I love living in filth. The narc says, you're terrible in bed. Your response, you'll never touch me again. Thank you. Here's what narcs love to say too. He'll say, you're a narcissist. Classic projection. And you say, you are a projector. Look in the mirror, Sparky. The narc says, you won't give me sex. What am I supposed to do? You say, here's a bullet, bite on it. I'll put this on your gravestone. Died from lack of sex. No man has ever died from lack of sex. He may be the first. With any luck, he'll be the first. The narc says, you're crazy. You say, crazy, awesome. You see, this is fun. And it will empower you. There's going to be backlash. Oh, baby, going to be backlash. But you're getting stronger. The narc says, hundreds of women would want me. And you say, go ahead, pick one. And by the way, thousands of men would want me. I can think of 10 right off the top of my head. Oh, he'll have a fit. He'll want to know their names. You don't give him any names. The narc says, you are sexually frigid. I wonder why that would be, the way he treats you. Your response is, with you, absolutely I am. You can call me the freezer. The narc says, you can't do anything right. You say, I don't know, I'm pretty good at chewing gum. The narc says, my porn is your fault. They love to blame you for their porn. You say, spoken like a true adulterer. I can't wait for you to tell God that. Excuse. Narc says, I hate your family. You say, good, they hate you too. Narc says, I hate you. You say, ditto, dog breath. Narc says, you make me sick. Living with you is like having a constant case of food poisoning. I should carry a bucket around with me. Okay, you get the idea here. Also, have fun using the same words the narc uses to gaslight you. You give it right back to him, and you know what he says. You can say to him, I never said that. Well, I never did that. I never promised that. I don't know what you're talking about. Nope, I have no memory of that. Maybe it was 10 minutes ago. That's what he does to you. You do it right back to him. It's also fun to use up made-up proverbs or sayings in response to the narc's nasty, abusive verbal attacks. These sayings are confusing, which is the point. Some examples, and this is you talking to him. Calmness, or texting him, calmness in the face of stupidity is a virtue. Or persons who live in glass houses should put up curtains. Or the little dog barks, but the caravan moves on. One of my mother's favorite sayings. Or you could say, the mirror reveals all, and just walk away. Or you could say, for some, bitterness and misery are twins to be cherished. You get the idea. He'll have a fit. What are you talking about? You drop it and you move on. Now, as you practice these comebacks, you're going to get better and stronger. And I recommend these 2 ebooks of mine as you fight to escape the narc. Codependent Hell, to get righteously angry and break your trauma bond to this dirtball. And From Codependent to Independent. From Codependent to Independent. This is a video series, or you can get it as an ebook transcript. This is to get you strong enough to leave the narc, protect your relationship with the kids, and learn how to respond to all his forms of abuse. You can get these ebooks only on my website, along with all my Escape from the Narcissist resources, and that's davideclarkephd.com, Clarke with an E.